on Brandon's world, Micah Parsons is officially a Green Bay Packer, moving from America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, to the Chiefs as the Green Bay Packers on a brand new 4-year contract that will pay him approximately $47 million a year, aka the highest non-paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. What a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you guys saw yesterday, I came out with my AFC North and NFC North predictions. Today, I came out with my Super Bowl predictions on Brandon's World. And folks, spoiler alert if you haven't seen that video or wasn't that audio yet, I had the Green Bay Packers making the Super Bowl prior to this deal for Micah Parsons. This obviously strengthens the Packers pass rush to go along with Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, obviously in the secondary there with Xavier McKinney. That is a big boost for their defense. For a team that won 11 games last year when basically Jordan Love was not healthy for most of the season. And, I said I thought the Packers were being a little bit underestimated. I know that division was going to be hard with the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, new head coach Ben Johnson. Obviously, what the Lions have been able to do the past few seasons. Many people think now with Aiden Hutchinson back, maybe they take another leap. Obviously, you still have JJ McCarthy and what's going on there with Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings. But I believed in this Packers from the day they traded Matthew Golden in the first round. I thought that was a huge addition. I thought their defense was going to take another step. And like the Eagles in 2024, I thought the Packers were actually being underrated going into this year. Now, obviously, I no longer feel that case. And week 4 is a big game, folks. Sunday Night Football, September 28th. Packers at Cowboys. Obviously, Micah Parsons will make his return to Dallas on that night. What a big get for the Green Bay Packers, who, by the way, do not spend money in free agency. We know they acquire most of their guys from the draft and via trades. This is one of the biggest swings the Green Bay Packers have made in years. I think that tells you they feel like they are legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Now, on the side of the Dallas Cowboys, one of the first things I did on August 19th when I made my NFC East predictions, what I said, I think this Cowboy team is a 5-6 win team. And that included Micah Parsons. And I said, if you look at the New York Giants defensive line, they have maybe the best defensive line in football. And there's a real possibility the Dallas Cowboys could finish fourth in that division. I'm still going to pick them third, but I think it's even more likely now the Cowboys may just bottom out. I said it going into this offseason. Dak Prescott was not the problem for Dallas. They were under 500 with Dak Prescott a year ago before he suffered that lower leg injury. The Cowboys should have moved on from Dak Prescott this offseason. I thought they should have taken a major swing, gone out and got Deion Sanders from Colorado, got Shedeur Sanders, paired them both up in Big D to try to make one last run towards a Lombardi trophy. Either that or go out and get Bill Belichick. But of course, Jerry Jones rested on his morals. They bring in Brian Schottenheimer, who was never qualified to be a head coach in the first place. They did not address the running back room in the draft. And while they did acquire George Pickens, who's going to free up some more offensively, you would think for CeeDee Lamb, it's not going to mean much because the Cowboys' offensive line is not the offensive line it was a couple years ago. Without Micah Parsons, and Diggs, the corner, basically going to be out the first couple games of the season. The defense has no pass rush. DeMarcus Lawrence is not there anymore. Overshown's a nice player. He's not a great defensive player by any means. I know Matt Eberflus is a very good defensive coordinator. Maybe not a head coach, but he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. But listen, to me, this Dallas Cowboy team is going to be one of the worst teams, not just in the NFC, but in the NFL as a whole. I think they're bottoming out. I think there's a real chance they want to bottom out the next 2 years and go get Arch Manning and sort of reset this puppy. I never thought it would come to this. I thought typical Jerry Jones fashion, Micah Parsons would be signed the day of the Eagles game a week from tonight, and he would be on the field playing. I never bought the back injury. But nonetheless, I think the Packers are real Super Bowl contenders now. I think the Cowboys could easily be in the basement of the NFC East. The days of America's team is over, folks. As an Eagles fan, I have been waiting for this for years. The end of the Dallas Cowboys being a good functional franchise. It is officially here. The Cowboys are no longer on my radar. The Commanders are now on my radar as an Eagles fan. In the NFC East, at least, the number one contender to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC next season is not the Detroit Lions. It is not the San Francisco 49ers. It is not the Commanders. It is not the Los Angeles Rams. It is indeed the Green Bay Packers.